Welcome back to Digiburst, guys. We are at the finale of the Store Championship BT10. It is, of course, Imperial, me playing it on the left, against Crossheart on the right. I specifically prepped my deck, Imperial, specifically to counter Crossheart. So I think this will be a really fun match to see how both decks work against each other. He'll go ahead, play a Taiki early, grabbing the Sparrowmon and the Blister, putting the Blister on the bottom, and then Sparrowmon evoing up in the nursery. Go ahead, play Shoutmon, giving me 3, having a look at top 3, getting the Akari and the Sparrow. I find my rookie evoing up in my nursery, then finding my XV to evo up there. Really good combo at this point. If I can play the booster here to find the Paildramon, this will be perfect for me, and there it is, there's the Pale. I will grab that and pass turn on 2. This will be a really good position if his Shoutmon does survive the check. Going in with a Sparrow, having a look at my security, it will die from the check and save with his Taiki. He'll go ahead, hit with a Shoutmon, finding a hidden potential, yes. This will live the Shoutmon check, and he'll play the Zenji to play the Blister. Go ahead and Digicross with the Shoutmon. This will be a way for him to try to save it from being bottom decked by the Pale. Because the thing with Shoutmon is that you might only see one Shoutmon the entire game. So if that Shoutmon is bottom decked, then you might just lose access to your blitz effects, your blitz ability. I'll go ahead, bottom deck the Blistermon with my Paildramon, using my memory booster, going to 3, playing a Vmon, having a look at top 3. We'll go ahead, grab the Stingmon. Then I can use the Vmon to hidden potential, suspending it, to go into my fighter mode for free. Fighter mode will bounce back his XV, and then all the sources will go to trash. This is a fantastic position for me, because all the resources that he used in the previous turns are now in the trash instead of underneath his tamers. I'll go ahead and check his security, bring him down to 2. Getting some memory back with my Pale. I'll use my memory sparks. This is so I can choke him at 1 to go into my Davis Ken. Not much he can do from this position. He can evo up his egg at least, and then put me on my 4 with a Kari tie. This is fantastic. I can gain some memory back with my Davis Ken, evo up my nursery, swing in with my Imperial, unsuspend. I'll get some memory back and I'll draw some cards. Living the check because it's got jamming, I can check again. Swinging with my Vmon, and then easy like that, I just evo up my Tamer to go into a hybrid swing for game. Really simple stuff. This is exactly how Imperial was built to counter Cross Wars. And I think it's doing amazingly for that. This deck was pretty much built for this finale to take my Store Championship. I can go into a Davis here, have a look at top 3. I'll take the Stingmon and the Leomon, bottom decking the Vmon. I already have a rookie for my nursery here. I'll go ahead into it. There is a Madoki. I was just trying to find a better one, hopefully finding a Labra with the Davis search, but unfortunately couldn't see it. Playing a Vmon, having a look at top 3, bottom decking the hybrid, and then getting a XV. I can at least go into my XV in my nursery, or when I push out next turn. We'll go ahead and swing, saving it and getting a draw with the Pikmons. He needs to see his Taiki or his Shoutmons in order to actually play well. And then setting up a bunch of Tamers here. Potentially he should have played the Akari first to get the draw when he plays the Ballistamon through the Zenji. I keep my guy in my nursery going into the XV. I don't have all my pieces yet. Playing a level 3. Hopefully, I did draw into the Pale, I think, when I evoed up the XV. So I'm just waiting and biding my time at this point. And of course the Ballistamon is a blocker, so I don't want to be wasting my guys by hitting into it. He finds his Shoutmon, keeping turn with the Zenji, getting back a memory. He can grab his Dorologimon, tapping the Akari to get a draw when he played the Shoutmon. And then just playing another Ballistamon passing turn, giving me 4. This is a good push here if I can go into the Pale. I'll go into a Leomon here. There's the Pale I just drew. I can DNA into the Palemon here. Bottom deck, either a Shoutmon or his Ballistamon. Go for the Shoutmon. Extremely important to remove the blitzing effect. Swinging in. Sorry, not blitzing, the rush effect. And then just passing turn, keeping my Leomons. I don't want to be susceptible to removal. So I keep my Paladin nice and safe. Going in with a Stickmon, I'll block that, because it was just free removal at that point. But then he finds paying 8 memory for a Death X. This will remove both my guys, and I won't get the deletion effect from the Leomon because it does get de-digivolved. I'll go ahead, draw for turn, hatch an egg. I'm still in an okay position as long as I find all my pieces. Go into the XV. Underneath over the Labramon is really nice. Playing a Vmon and then into a Lydramon. This is good because I can purge here to survive the Vmon. With the Death X effect, it would kill the Lydramon, but of course I can armor purge for that. Playing the Doramon will minus 2k to my Vmon, which will remove it, unfortunately. Hitting in with the Death X. Doesn't want to hit in with his Ballistas because they are blockers, putting in work. Going into the and finally seeing his Taiki. Having a look at top 4, he will grab a card, then bottom his X5 underneath the Taiki. I'll draw for turn, push out my XV, getting a memory back. I don't want to punch with it because of course the ballistas are blockers. Going into with the Pale, I can draw bottom deck one of the ballistas. Now I can swing with it, unsuspend, gain a memory back, draw a card, draw 2 cards, living the check. I can then hidden potential over the Pale, suspending the Pale of course in order to do it, into Dragon mode, getting the draw. I can unsuspend it with my Davis Cane, and then Dragon mode will play out a XV and the Stingmon. If I have a Pale here, this will be a really good position for me. I'll DNA here. But this is the Stingmon, unfortunately. The Dino Bimon. So not the Pale. Pale would have been excellent in this situation, but unfortunately don't see it. But I do draw into the fighter mode over the Dino B. Bouncing back the Dorilla to hand, I can swing with the Impale to unsuspend. Finding a, Shoutmon. Swing again. He does luckily find the Sunrise Buster, exactly what he needs, playing a Taiki. This will do minus 12k to my Dino B, removing it, potentially removing the lethal that I was threatening. If I do see like a hybrid, and I have the Hammer Sparks. So he was lucky in that scenario, finding a blue booster. Looking at top 4, I'll go ahead, probably grab the fighter mode. Yes, this is so I can push for lethal in the next coming turns. Death X will remove my fighter mode. He will push out 3 guys here. He doesn't have access to the rush through the Shoutmon, which is why he's playing the Taiki here to try to search it out. Grabs his pieces. Like it's at this point it's hard to show everything on camera because he's got such limited space on his mat. Swinging with Death X and the Sparrowmon will live both checks. And then just playing a Zenji, playing the Ballistamon from underneath, tapping the Akari to draw a card. He didn't tap his Zenjis because he was passing turn anyway, and I'm going to 3 regardless. Either up the Nursery, I can pitch my booster, going to 5. I need to make a really awesome like DNA play here with Paledramon in order for this to work, but I don't think I have the memory for it. Yep, so I will just scoop that up. We'll go into game 3. Really unfortunate how it all came about. Just having trouble finding my pieces. If I just had a Paledramon instead of the Dino B, I would have been in a much better position. Of course, the Sunrise Buster did come at the opportune time as well. grabbing the Vmon with the Davis, giving him 4 memory. He'll go ahead, hatch his egg, playing a Darula, then a Darula. Really bad position here. Because if I can remove these Darulas, he can't save them. But I don't have the pieces yet either. I'll go into another Davis, have a look at top 3, try to find my Stingmon. I'll grab that Madoki Betamon instead. He'll find his Akari, which is what he needs in order to save his guys. He already played his Aurus Darula one, so he won't play a Darula one through the effect. Bring out my XV, gain a memory, draw a card. Hitting into a Starmons. Do find a Labramon into a Leomon. I was hoping to draw into my Stingmon to go into the Pale. But I just didn't see it, so my Leomon there is a blocker to protect my XV. He'll pass turn after grabbing the Shoutmons through the Shoutmons. And if I can go into the Pale here, I can bottom deck the Shoutmon, which will be a really good position. I'm still looking for my Stingmons. Where are my Stingmons? Hitting in with the Leomons, not dying from the check. I'll play a Vmon. And then we can probably, try to choke him on 2 with Madoki and threatening lethal going super wide. Like, I lose out here to a Death X, but if he doesn't have it, then he doesn't have it. And he hasn't been drawing much to progress it. There's one of my Stingmons that I need. He'll save the Starmons, hitting him with the Shoutmons. He'll go ahead and save the Shoutmon. Now the Shoutmon's protected. Going in with the Doru, hitting to my XV, and then Doru in again to my security will live the check. And then with the Doru going into the Chimeramon, this was an extremely risky play because if the Darulamon was removed, then he doesn't really have a way to remove all my betas. Swinging in with my Leomon, hopefully it dies from the check. Finding a Zenji. Zenji will play a Ballistamon. That's not good for me because he's potentially threatening lethal. Going into the XV, I can then go into the Paildramon. And if he finds a way to Digicross with Rush here, I'm in a really poor situation. But fortunately, he doesn't have his Taiki, so he can't use the sources underneath his Tamers. Going in with the Chimera into the security, I'll gain some memory with the Hammer Spark. That's pretty much exactly what I need if he's able to cross. He did have the Shoutmon in his hand, and then just hard playing the XV, not putting any sources underneath it, giving me 8 memory, getting a draw with the Akari. So he's got 2 blockers here protecting his security. If I can remove one of these, I'll be in a really good position to just hit out for game. Evoing up my nursery here, I can then go try to remove the X5 or the Ballistamon through like a Paildramon play potentially. I'll actually use a Mega Death, using up 5 memory to suspend the X5 and bounce back. One of the suspended guys will go for the Chimeramon, bouncing it back. Rest will go to the trash, really nice. This will pretty much guarantee game unless he can put out another blocker through his Zenji effect. Hitting in with the Paildramon into his security, checking it. It's a Zenji. Does he have a blocker? A blocker would be awful for me here, because then he can block both my checks. No blocker, hitting it with Leomon, getting my draw, gain 2 memory, and then Palemon for game. Yes. Oh, that was so tight. I hope you liked this one, guys. This was an excellent match. It went all the way to the edge. And I think it really demonstrated well both decks, despite the fact they were bricking really hard because they were trying to counter each other in the best ways they can. I will have a Paildramon deck profile for the Store Championship up tomorrow if you want to subscribe and check that out. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time.